What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to another episode of College Football Mornings, brought to you by campus2canton.com. Got another High School Friday episode for you guys. So Denton Guyer actually played last night, one of the higher rated teams in the nation. Jackson Arnold went absolutely ballistic. Follow at Solving Football on Twitter. David was posting clips of it. I honestly haven't looked back at the score, but when I last looked at it last night, it was like 50-20 with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I kind of figured it's probably over with. And they had already pulled Arnold. But for today's show, we are going to talk mostly about that. Obviously, there is also a game tonight between UCF and Louisville. That should be a really good college football game. I'm excited to check that game out. Got a lot of great players in that. John Reese Plumlee should be good for your college teams. You've got Malik Cunningham. Can Evans do anything at running back this week? It's going to be a fun Friday night game. I'm excited for that, but there are a lot of really good high school games on this Friday as well. We're going to run through those. You've also got Boise State, New Mexico as well. Not sure that's going to be really a great game. That one starts at 8. That's where I might actually pivot to the high school games. So let's talk a little bit about them. We've got a lot of really good games, as I mentioned, on this week. We're going to start with still the number one team in the nation in St. John Bosco. They are playing at Central Catholic. Central Catholic, not currently ranked. They are a team out of Oregon. I'm sorry, they're playing in Oregon. Yeah, it is. They're out of Portland. I guess I could, remember where Portland's actually located. It is located in Oregon. It is going to be a 7 p.m. kickoff time, so I'm excited about that. A little bit later for me, it's going to be roughly almost 8 o'clock my time. So, but still excited to see that Pierce Clarkson get a little bit more of DeAndre Moore as well. Obviously, I watched that Allen game. They were incredibly good in that game. This is on Flow Football, so I actually get to watch it. So you probably see me posting some more clips of Pierce Clarkson and everything moving forward. Modern Day plays as well this weekend. They are the number 2 team on Friday night as well. Not anywhere that I can find currently listed, so we won't get to probably watch them. Have to pull some highlights off of Twitter and everything like we have recently. Still a really good team. I'm excited to go watch and see what they do. Yeah, number 4 Central Miami is playing on Friday as well against Booker T. Washington, which I find very interesting. It's just a school name in general. Interesting to watch that game. Of course, Bishop Gorman, the number 7 team in the nation, also plays Chandler, Arizona. Very excited about that game as well. Hamilton. Very, very excited to watch that game. It will be on your view, so you can watch it there. Bishop Gorman, 2-1, still one of the better teams in the nation, was as high as, I believe, the 3rd-ranked high school team earlier this year, dropped down to 7 after losing one game. This one I'm going to make sure that I am tuned into. So, Chandler, Arizona, the school that Dylan Raiola, one of the top high school players, plays in currently, committed to Ohio State. For those of you who don't know, we posted a little bit about him in the Friday night show last week. David and myself were able to find some clips of him from that game last week. So I posted some of those. I am excited to get a chance to watch him live, as he will be playing on NFHS. So he will be live on there. Super excited to actually get to watch him live this weekend. Going through some of the other top teams, Westlake plays as well. I'm sorry, they technically, I believe, actually played last night. Let me see if I can find out that is true. They won 55-6. So Westlake played Thursday night. They won 55-6. Their game is over with. Outside of that, not a lot of other really good games that I can find. I mean, you got IMG plays this weekend. They are also on Flow Football Friday night, so I might try and pivot between them and St. John Bosco. American Heritage, I would love to be able to watch them. They're not live anywhere, but they're playing still the number 13th ranked team in the nation, which is surprising to me with how good they've been. Brandon Ennis has just been killing it. If we're being honest, and we've had highlights of him every single week coming up on the show because he's been so good. Would love to actually get a chance to see him play, but they're, for whatever reason, some of these games are not televised. They are one of them that is not. Outside of that, not a lot of other really highly rated high school teams that are playing, but we still do have some of the guys playing that we want to see, including Kenny Minchie, who is also going to be on NFHS. He's one that I'm actually going to try and tune into and watch. They technically played last night. It is, I believe, I couldn't get it to work on NFHS last night. It should hopefully be available on demand. He's been slowly moving up my ranks. Like, he's been extremely accurate lately. David, I believe, had talked about how he's been like, I want to say he's had like almost an 80% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, maybe one interception. Like, he's been extremely good. So he's the one that I'm really looking forward to. Looking forward to find out how Jaden Greathouse did as well. Hopefully the stats will be up for the Westlake game. I did not really get a chance to watch it last night, but obviously, as I mentioned, they won. It was a blowout. But for tonight's games, I'll probably tune in a little bit again to Edgewater. They are playing West Orange. I had the highlight, obviously, for Baxter last week with his great big run. Cedric Baxter, one of the top running backs in the 2024 class, plays for Edgewater. You've got Isaiah Ostegave. I'm horrible with pronouncing names, guys. I apologize. And Kendrick Raphael playing as well in the Napoli's Umulake game. That is also on NFHS, so I'll definitely be checking that one out. Brandon Ennis, as I mentioned already, obviously he'll be a guy that will be trying to find the game. Hopefully, maybe they'll have it on YouTube. That has happened. Another one that I'm really looking forward to on for tonight is Jalen Hale. So Jalen Hale, the wide receiver, highly rated by some of us, is playing at 8 o'clock my time on NFHS. My goodness, guys, I cannot talk this early in the morning. NFHS. Longview versus Tyler Legacy. Very intrigued to watch this game because he's also apparently flipping right around. Not that it's a far drive. I think it's like a 4-hour drive from Longview to Austin, but he is going straight to Austin apparently after this game to be there for the Texas-Alabama game tomorrow. So I just really want to see how he plays. Micah Hudson, a rising name in that 2024 class, is playing tonight as well in the Lake Belton versus Huntsville game. That is also on NFHS. Chris Parson, might see if one of us can kind of really dive into his game here between Matt, David, and myself as he is playing Oakland at 8 o'clock. Haven't really got a chance to see much of him at all. We've heard some of the stats that he's put up, but not really much. I'd really love to be able to watch him in person because if I'm being honest, that has changed my view on some of these players, actually getting to see them full live games and kind of watch it play out compared to some of the stuff we can find on Huddle and YouTube. Mentioned Carnell Tate is playing tonight on Flow Football. Dylan Rayola playing on NFHS. I will definitely be tuned into that. You know, again, St. John Bosco is kind of the final really late game on Flow Football. Definitely be watching that for DeAndre Moore and Pierce Clarkson. There are a couple games on tomorrow as well. DeSoto plays South Oak Cliff. You got Jonte Cook and Jamari Colley playing. That is also on NFHS. Going to be hard to tune into that game. It is on at 7. We've got a couple good games, including Florida, Kentucky going on at the same time. Going to try and do both. Maybe watch a little bit on my phone of the Jonte Cook game, see if I can get, some of the highlights pulled for him. But obviously we'll be tuning fairly heavily into college football at that point. And then you also have Micah Tees playing in the, as I mentioned earlier, the Booker T. Washington game, where one of the higher ranked teams, they'll be playing actually on Saturday. I thought they were playing Friday. They'll be actually playing tomorrow on Saturday. So that'll be it, though. There's not, again, it is, as I've mentioned before, very hard to kind of find these games live and pull the stats, pull the highlights. We're going to do all the best that we can. For those of you who may have missed it, we are going to be doing the Friday Night Light show on Sundays now, just because that gives David, Matt, and myself a little bit more time to kind of pull stats and find more highlights from games that we could not get access to, just so we can give you guys a more comprehensive look at what happened during the high school games this coming weekend, instead of just giving you like 4 or 5 guys. I'm like, hey, this is what these 5 guys did. We want to try and give you as many as we can. So pushing it until Sunday gives us time, because a lot of these other sites will start reporting the stats. So the ones that we can't find, the games we didn't watch live, we can actually go find stuff. I did want to mention, I forgot I saved this note from David, and I want to pull it up really quick. So Jackson Arnold last night, roughly, it hasn't been officially reported. I haven't been able to find anything this morning. Roughly last night, 330 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. And Christopher Vazina choked away a game. We have talked kind of all offseason. We talked about on the recruiting summit as well. Like, we're kind of out on Vizina. Did not look great week one. Looked like he kind of bounced back in week two. Here we are. Did not play good in week one. Looked okay in week two. Seemed like he bounced back in week three. Here we are, week four of the high school season. They were up 34-14, and he lost 35-34 against a not really great opponent. He's just really struggling for whatever reason this year. Not going to take too much away from him. He has made some good throws at times, but the team around him is, if we're being honest, just not great. But it's not looking good for him. The Clemson commit, Christopher Vizina, right now in his senior year, really, really struggling. So that's going to be it for today. Not really much to talk about. Go Bills. Beat the Rams last night. That was a fun game to watch. Unfortunately, my brother from another mother, Sean McVay, losing. But Josh Allen, I'm rooting for him. I really hope that they're able to make it to the Super Bowl. I thought they got kind of the raw end of the deal last year against the Chiefs, but it's great to have football back in all forms now moving forward. Got a high school on Fridays, Saturdays, college Friday, Saturday, and then we've got obviously NFL Sunday, Monday, Thursdays. Where it's here, baby. We're finally full in football season. Can't wait. We will talk to you guys, though, again on Sunday for Friday Night Lights. Everybody enjoy the games today and enjoy the weekend of football. And we will catch you guys again at some point in time Sunday afternoon